Welcome everybody to our third episode of the Serial Nerdism. I am your boy, Obi Juan Kenobi.
Holla at your boy.
Holla at your boy. Where's it at? Oh no, I got the wrong one.
Yes.
I picked the wrong one. That's not it. It was supposed to be this one. Oh, again.
No.
Hello there.
That has to, no.
Anyway, yeah, I'm Obi Juan.
You got depressed real quick.
Yep. And
put
across
yourself-
from me is the other boy, Ralph Macchio.
Whoa, the other. There's multiple. Closer to the mic.
El Ralfy. What's up, man?
El Ralfio.
John Ralphio, Ralph Macchio.
Why John? Ralph Macho. There's nothing macho about me, bro. Let me start lifting weights again, and then I'll get macho on you real quick. Unless I do.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
I'm gonna start doing the podcast all oiled up and shirtless.
You want to wrestle?
Who wants it? Whoa! Pause, bro. I'm good, bro. Where have you been, man? Where were you?
Why'd you think of that song? I was
No.
thinking of Rihanna. I was like, where have you been?
The fact that you know Rihanna, bro,
Why wouldn't I? Who doesn't know
Hot.
Rihanna? Who doesn't know Riri, bro?
is hot with a W.
Hout. Where have we been, Ralphie? It's been a couple weeks that we've uploaded an episode. Not a couple. Probably 3.
What's your excuse? My excuse is I had finals.
My excuse is I was supporting you on your final.
What support? What support? Where was my care package, bro? You know I love my coffee.
You said coffee.
Stop. Stop it.
Well, where have we been? This is what this episode will be. It's actually titled, Where Have We Been?
How long have we been gone? Since you've been gone. Why did I think about Kelly Clarkson?
I knew it. I really.
The fact that that's not.
No? Who is she?
That's Kelly Clarkson.
Oh, what? No, it's not.
Stop it. Let me go to Google search.
No.
What did I say again?
You said Kelly Clarkson.
Since you've been gone.
You could be right. I thought it was Avril Lavigne.
Kelly Clarkson. Why do I know that? I don't listen to her, bro. I swear. Only Taylor Swift. That's it.
Support. Hashtag support.
Anywho, we're derailing.
Anyway, yeah, we've been gone for a little over 3 weeks. And trust me when I say this, people. We have not forgotten about you. This whole time we've been talking about, hey, we got to record.
All 15 of you.
There's all 15 of you.
17. We have 17 now.
17, yeah. There's a few things that we got to catch you people on. Well, the first thing, we left Arizona.
We went to a galaxy far, far away.
To a galaxy far, far. Where did we go, Ralphie? Tell the people.
California.
It's a galaxy that's like 5 hours and a half away.
Anaheim,
California.
Disneyland. We went to Galaxy's Edge, bro. For what?
Ooh!
For what we do?
May the 4th be with you, Star Wars night. Oh my goodness. I have some clips that I'm going to add to this recording. I might not.
Whoa. You have to. You can't just tease people like that, man. You can't just tell them, hey, we might not. But we might.
They're going to have to miss out on great value Darth Maul, bro. But
Great value. There was nothing great value.
There
about
was
that,
not
man.
great. No, you're right. There was not.
That is offensive.
But
You deserve a lightsaber to the stomach like I took. He was picking fights with Darth Maul, man. And guess who took a lightsaber to the chest? This guy. Qui Ralph Jr. I took a blade from my boy. In
for the
Tim's.
boy, let me tell you guys. So Ralph told me, hey, I got tickets. We going? And I said, hell yeah.
Whoa, no. You fought. You were like, no, I can't. I don't know if I should.
Because I feel guilty. Look at it this way. You have been to Disneyland how many times?
It's not about that. It's not about that.
This was my second time ever. And I feel guilty. I'm like, damn.
It was my second time Galaxy's Edge, bro. It's okay.
Really? You've been there before?
Did we not go in 2021
No.
when we built the lightsabers?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
it was
yeah.
your... Bruv.
Yeah, you're right. Damn, what's up with my memory? No, for some reason I thought you meant like Star Wars night. I thought that you were talking about like how that you've been to Star Wars night before.
Oh, no, I
That's why I was like, you've been there before.
I said Galaxy's Edge, man. Come on, man. Come on.
Well,
I
okay,
cried.
so we went. We went to Galaxy's Edge, Star Wars night. And let me tell you,
What a night.
what a night.
What a night.
Like a lot of you people say,
What do you mean, you people?
this one's for the books, man.
I actually made it a for sure thing that I'm going every year. Are you going every year?
Count me in.
Nope. You sure? You sure about that?
I do want to take my kids though. I do want to take my kids. They have their outfits, you know. They're getting their outfits, and I guess my wife has to go.
You guess. You guess? Oh.
So I went dressed up. I dressed up as the homie, Obi Juan. Literally, the homie
The homie.
from a galaxy far, far away. I dressed up as Obi Juan. I actually had the full on costume.
That he did?
The Juan pre-mushrooms would
It's
have
not a mushroom thing.
It is.
It's not.
Let me. Okay, so I'm not gonna go on full detail of the experience, but
We're
before,
not even monetized, and we're already going to get demonetized.
but
with
before, the first thing that came to my mind when you told me that you weren't gonna dress up was, if he's not doing it, then I'm not doing it. There's no point.
Well, what I do though? That I'm getting ahead of it. Keep going.
I like that. I like that. There's no point on me doing it. Like if Ralph doesn't do it, I'm not gonna do it, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna go, and then we're gonna leave the place thinking we should have done it.
You know what? You're talking all that mad crap about Great Value Darth Maul. You were the Great Value Obi-Wan. You were
No.
You were
I
Kroger.
was.
You were
I was.
Kroger of Obi-Wan.
It was a last minute thing, man.
How many times did we have to fix your damn robes? Like a damn movie set.
Yup.
We're recording a movie.
Man, I had to sit down for makeup at least 3 times.
He didn't even want to go to the restroom. He was like, how am I going to get out of this?
Dude, there was some applesauce going on down there, man. It was hot.
I could smell it. I could smell it in the car. Why do you think I turned off the damn AC, bro? It was blowing hotness all over that.
But post mushroom me was like, you know what? I don't care about this place. I don't care about these people. They might not like how I look.
You don't care about Star Wars fans.
Oh no, I mean
We don't care about you, bro.
I meant California people. I'm like, you know what? I don't know any of these people. If I'm not here to please anybody. So I, with a hole in my heart, I was like, it sucks that my boy, who I've been saying for months,
I wasn't trying to buy a cheap Amazon Jedi suit.
it's
man.
for one night, man.
Regardless, man, I feel like I'd be doing I felt like I was doing a disservice to myself as a Star Wars fan.
Well, here's the funny thing. For months, I was trying to convince you. I'm like, you have the long hair, you have the beard, and you're tall.
I'm not, bro.
Okay, well, you're taller than me. Which is the point.
You're missing the point.
You're missing the point. You have the perfect looks and traits for a Qui-Gon. And for some reason,
Qui-Gon is in Mexican.
For some reason, I don't know why you were just like, nah, I'm not feeling it. I don't want to. I want to be the Mandalorian. I want to do this. I want to do that.
I was trying to be my own Jedi, bro. My own character.
I was like, dude, if you're not Qui-Gon, then I don't know what else to tell you. And sure shit, we get there. You buy a robe. You still black shirt, brown pants, not even dressed up for the occasion. You buy the robe. You put it on. And how many minutes later, some person walks by and says, Qui-Gon!
Green lightsaber and everything.
Yo, green lightsaber and everything.
I got all sweaty.
Yep. And he
Tingly.
turns around and looks at me and smiles. And I'm like, but at the end of the night, I was like, I'm glad he did it. Although he spent an arm and a leg on that robe. I'm glad
Bro, Disney does not play when it comes
it
to
does
the price.
not, dude.
That was with the discount too.
I'm not gonna say the price, but that robe.
Just say it. It was $140 with tax, and then I got a $20 discount.
Dude, my great value costume was $50, man. Just like,
How thick was my robe though?
It was, you know what? You know what? With 3 C's. That's how thick it was. It was pretty thick.
It started raining on us, and I was nice and cozy.
Man.
That was a struggle.
What do you mean?
To get the rope?
It was. The line was
huge.
huge.
The line was long. There were very little robes. And then I asked the lady, whole rack full of robes in the background. Hey, do you have an extra large? Or a large? No, we only have what's up front. What about those? No, we only have what's up front.
That was a pretty shitty move.
And then another lady comes out. No, she puts them up. And then this man, he was like, bro, I got an extra. I think she put an extra large. And then the very nice lady was like, yeah.
Hell yeah, I got it right here. Take it.
Yep. She gave it to us.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I was about to wear a triple XL Jedi robe, walking around like I was a ghost, bro.
Mine was pretty big. I was stepping on mine the whole time. I had to do certain things to like not step on it anymore.
What things?
Yes.
Is that why you picked a brown robe? Wipe the applesauce so you wouldn't have to go to the restroom?
Applesauce. That's exactly what I did. Dude, so we walk around. We're here in Galaxy's Edge. Everybody's a ton of people dressed up. Oh my god! Some of them went full on out with the costumes and
body paint. The people
that's
with
where I
the
was going.
body
At, the
paint.
body paint. Oh man!
Like imagine staying at a hotel and being the maid that has to clean the hotel.
The bed has a silhouette all blue around it of a person. Like, I think a Smurf was killed here. Dude, the body paint that some people did, it was amazing. But they looked good. Like they looked.
I feel like I messed up by not taking a picture with that guy that was dressed up as Darth Maul's brother, Savage Oprez.
Mm-hmm.
That dude was tall.
He was pretty.
He
big.
was very
he was
tall,
freaking
and
tall.
he did a very good job with his outfit.
He looked good. And when I mentioned earlier,
Side eye.
When I mentioned earlier,
side eye. What do you mean he looked good, bro?
he looked. He looked good.
Looked like a snack.
Entree, at least.
Stop it. Whoa. Anyways, before we get too much into Star Wars erotica over here.
Support.
I think I have some news to tell Hannah.
Well, not only him, but even like I mentioned earlier, the Great Value. Well, he's not even Great Value. The Darth Maul. We found a person dressed up as Darth Maul. It wasn't one of the employees.
You decided to pick a fight with them.
I did. I was like, F that guy. He killed my master.
How, bro?
I saw him, and the first thing I said was,
"Hello there."
Yep.
He did a better job than the actual Darth Maul. I've seen pictures of that Darth Maul.
Mm-hmm.
He was cool as hell,
He
too.
looked better.
He stabbed you and took a picture with the thumbs up.
The first question that Ralfy asked him is, "Do you work here?" And the guy was like, no, but if they want to hire me."
He was taking pictures with a lot of people, and I heard that you could get kicked out for doing that.
Really?
You could get in trouble, and Disney could get on you for stopping and taking pictures. Even if it's Star Wars night. You're not supposed to take the job of the cast members. Well, that's what I heard.
That's disappointing.
It's that mouse, man.
I can see that.
But, yeah, man, he was really cool. He let me take a picture with him, stabbed me in the chest.
Gave a thumbs up.
Yeah.
I will insert picture here so you guys can check it out. But what else? What else was it? Oh, man, the waiting lines on these rides.
Not even. The waiting lines to take pictures with some of these cast members that were dressed up as Star Wars characters.
I mean, as in a positive, the waiting lines for the rides were like freaking. Most of them were what, 5 minutes. The one we got. Which one was it that was actually like 25 minutes?
Space Mountain.
Space Mountain was that it?
Hyperspace Mountain, because it was a Star Wars themed one.
Yep. Hyperspace Mountain was 25 minutes.
Hyperspace Mountain ruined.
All the
Space
rest,
Mountain.
5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe less.
Yeah. It was a straight walk on, pretty much.
Yep. That thing was. That was beautiful. I'm not gonna lie.
I heard stories about people that were waiting in line to take pictures with Padme, and it being like 2 to 3 hours long to take a picture with homegirl.
Oh my god! And there's no like fast,
no, there's no fast pass.
There's no fast pass, dude.
So
that sucks.
You either pick rides or you pick pictures.
Cause what time did the Star Wars night start?
It started at 9. Let's kind of talk about that right at 9 p.m. Not even 9, right at 8. They were like literally cast members lined up in like a picket fence type line, and they were checking for your wristband and your credentials as if it was crazy. They were bouncers, bro. They were kicking people who didn't have badges and wristbands out. Everybody was out throughout the night up until after the fireworks show. That's when they were kind of lenient and kind of whatever about it. But that was nuts.
You thought it was crazy.
then I was like, that's nuts.
That's nuts.
Then I could see it was nuts.
Yeah. By 8, they were already checking people, like to see if they had their IDs and all that. By 9 is when the fireworks started. Man, that was beautiful. I'm not a huge fan of fireworks.
No, but what they did.
Actually, let me rephrase that. I'm not a huge fan of fireworks when I buy them.
You're setting your money on fire.
It's like $100 for good fireworks, gone in seconds.
That has to have been thousands of dollars worth of fireworks.
And I didn't pay for it, but it was cool. That was one of the best things ever.
Man, I actually shed a couple tears as I was recording them.
Oh man, it starts off with the Mandalorian theme song, and it does the sound, and then you just hear "This is the way," and boom, it starts, and I'm like, oh my god! And then they keep going,
and then it goes.
Yup.
So sick. Flashbacks.
You know what's crazy? I loved when they started playing Duel of the Fates, but the one thing that I love about Duel of the Fates, it's actually the buildup.
It's all right.
It's all right.
It's all right.
And they started with the part like they just go straight to the climax, and I'm like, you have to build up to it. It's not the same.
No, stop it. It was well worth it. Just how it stopped, and then the castle was ready to go. Boom.
Man.
Oh, and then when it got to the climax, they were shooting fireworks.
So,
and then they had the big bah.
Call us crappy content creators at this point, or
we're younglings.
We're younglings.
We're
still learning
when it comes to this. At least I'm a youngling. He's not too much of a youngling.
I mean, I'm a youngling in this type of content. If it's horror stuff, hell yeah, I got it. Horror. Scary stuff.
You horror.
If it's scary stuff, I got it. It's down. That's it. Paranormal shit. Boom. Which ghost? I don't know.
The box ghost.
The box ghost. I wonder if there's actually like people who have like listened to us or seen this that go, holy crap, these guys like do a lot of Nickelodeon references or just cartoon references in general. Like, hey, we watched Invader Zim. We watched Danny Phantom. We watched SpongeBob.
SpongeBob, man, throwback.
Yep. But honestly, this was my second time ever being to Disneyland. So creating content was just, it was like,
I remember even asking you, hey, so are we going to pull out our phones? And you were like, nah, I'm too immersed right now.
It's because the goal was for us to find people who had cool costumes and
we found them.
We found people, and we were gonna like interview them, do a little interview, like, what do you like about Star Wars? Or what do you? I saw your tweet saying #Order 66. Why would you say something like that?
Hashtag down with the Jedi.
So we had ideas for
the Youngling Massacre was a hoax.
Yeah, the Youngling Massacre was a hoax. We had ideas of just creating this type of content, but to me, once we got there, I was like, nah.
No, yeah, like on top of the fact that I was like constantly on the phone checking wait times for rides, it would have been really difficult to record and have that. Like by the end of the night, my battery was drained. I could only imagine how bad it would have been if I was actually recording. But yeah, like it's just something about going there and then being immersed in the experience, seeing all those people. I actually had a few conversations with a few people as I was in line for snacks. Mm-hmm. There was one chick that flew from Australia for the weekend to LA just to partake in Star Wars night, which is crazy. But yeah, just being immersed in that. I didn't really think or want to record because I was too busy soaking everything up.
Well, you mentioned that I think Disneyland Anaheim is the only one that does Star Wars night, right?
From my understanding, yeah, they're the only ones.
So I can see why the Australian chick flew all the way.
But it's crazy
Mm.
because you fly from Australia. I would expect, like, I want to go to Tokyo in 2025 for Star Wars Celebration.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing because you're gonna see the stars there from the shows, and you're gonna get exclusive trailers, exclusive
Mm-hmm.
panels, and you get to ask some of these people questions. I will cry the day I take a photo with Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen.
Oh, even Hayden Christensen?
Yeah,
You weren't like those crazy fans that gave him a lot of hate in the beginning. I didn't give him
I was
hate.
a kid.
I was a kid too. In Revenge of the Sith, like
Anakin was my hero. Like, it was, people
Yep.
complained so much about George Lucas messing up Star Wars and how he ruined Star Wars. No, like, they have all these complaints. My complaint is I saw this innocent kid go from being an innocent kid to the next one being an adolescent angry teen who lost his mom. So eventually, the fear of him losing his wife, the same way he lost his mom because he foresaw it, he turned into a bad guy. And that just led that. Honestly, that as a kid, I was like, man, so everybody's susceptible to this kind of, like, you could be the best, sweetest kind of person and good, and you could fall off the wagon and go full on dark side. But man, it's just crazy. Yeah, but at the beginning, even Jar Jar Binks, a lot of people hated Jar Jar Binks. They bullied, what's his name?
the actor, yeah.
The actor. I am so horrible for forgetting his name, but
Yeah, that's why.
no. But I actually liked the character of Jar Jar as a kid, and I thought he was very funny, very whimsical.
Ahmed Best.
Ahmed Best, yeah. Man, my bad. And his return to Mandalorian, but anyways,
His redemption.
redemption, yeah. But yeah, Jar Jar Binks was a character that I liked as a kid, and George Lucas said himself, he is meant for kids, and he told Ahmed Best when he was receiving all the hate, wait 20 years for all these kids to grow up, and then you'll receive that love that you want, that you were anticipating right now.
Yeah.
And he's getting all that love because all of us kids grew up. I did fall into the bandwagon of hating on the prequels for a bit because the original trilogy fans were kind of like throwing their opinions and kind of making some sort of sense. But then eventually I just set aside those opinions and I was like, you know what? That's my Star Wars. You had your Star Wars. I have my Star Wars.
Yeah.
Sequel trilogy. People hate the sequels.
Right.
I wasn't the biggest fan. I loved the first one. Now I like the second one. Third one was still
The
a
more
train
you
wreck.
watch him, it's like,
But that's not my Star Wars. That's
Right,
Star Wars
it's not, no.
for your kids, for example. Your
Yep.
kids' Star Wars is The Mandalorian.
yeah, it is.
But my Star Wars was the prequels. And then sequel trilogy, all these actors are getting this hate. Eventually those kids are gonna grow up. And you know what's funny is that right now, after they announced those specific movies for the sequels, now people are excited. They just announced that Hayden Christensen and why am I forgetting these names? And it's the worst name that I could forget. The guy that played Luke. Mark Hamill.
Mark
bro.
Hamill. How did you forget Mark Hamill?
I don't know, man. No. But yeah, they're coming back for that Rey movie. What's being said in the rumors.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things where it's like now people are excited. But anyways, we're talking about Star Wars night. But Star Wars related.
No, and I completely agree, dude. Like, one of my favorite memories is still going to the movies with my parents to watch Revenge of the Sith.
Oh man.
And man,
My favorite memory will forever be my mom taking me to watch episode 2.
Yeah.
And her eating popcorn. And up until the moment that Yoda walks up with his cane, she just goes, grabs a napkin, spits the popcorn, and like puts it aside, and she puts the popcorn away because she thought that Yoda looks like a booger. She got grossed out by him. And that was the last time she ever took me to watch a Star Wars movie.
I mean, I can see that.
But yeah, the second one I remember, or the third one I remember watching with my cousin. That was good. That's crazy. Those were the days, man.
Those were the days. So now, I mean, we were at Star Wars. Star Wars night. It was fun. It was just overall fun, start to finish. We got on rides. We met cool people. We talked to cool people at least. We took pictures. We took some videos. The fireworks were amazing. The whole night overall was just great. It was fun. What happened the next day, man? So Ralph was like, "Hey, I'm getting movie tickets."
Well, here's the thing. I bought the Star Wars tickets, and I didn't know when Guardians was releasing. And what was it, like maybe 3 weeks before? Mm-hmm. That I was like, dude, Guardians of the Galaxy drops that weekend. What the hell? And then we were like, forget it. We'll watch it when we get back.
Right.
And then I came up with the idea of looking into the Chinese theater, where they do movie premieres on Hollywood Boulevard, I think is where it's at. And I was like, dude, the tickets aren't horrible. It's only $25 and it's IMAX. Mm-hmm. Like, we could go do that on a Friday. And oddly enough, we sat down, we kind of toured around a little bit. We saw like a budget Iron Man. Right. That was a great value Iron Man. And then when we got to the theater, trailers played, and then trailers cut off, lights came on, and I was like, what the hell, bro? Did the projector go out? And then
I was like, I want my money back.
And then the lady walks out, and she says hi to everybody. And then she introduces Kevin Feige himself, man.
Yep. She's like, and now with you, the president of Marvel, of the MCU, Kevin Feige. And he comes out with his hat over here with his microphone. And he's like, hey, everybody, and this and that, and this and that.
And I flipped my ish, bro.
Everybody flipped their shit. I was like, oh, this man is so busy. What's he doing here, bro?
He's busy trying to fix the MCU, and he took the time out of his busy schedule to go hit us up and say, what's Gucci, my fam?
Yep. And not only that, but he basically goes on this whole, the next people that we're bringing out, like, I'm so happy with James Gunn and this and that. And sure as shit, he brings out James Gunn. Here comes James Gunn out saying hi to everybody. And we're like flipping our shit still because we're like, no way.
I died with that guy.
Way.
Yo, I love you, James Gunn. I love you too, man.
I was like, bro. And sure as shit, the director, James Gunn, brings out other people. He brings out basically the people that were that made their first appearance. Yeah, the support characters that made their first appearance in this Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, you can't say that. The chick that played Mantis?
Oh,
she was the one that walked out. Yep. She was the first one to walk out.
She was the first one to walk out.
Hello.
Yep. That was so funny. She comes out. Nathan Fillion comes out. Also, didn't Ratcatcher? I don't even know her real name, but she played the Ratcatcher on the Suicide Squad.
She came out.
She came out, and also his wife came out, who's I don't know her name.
Big Whoop, right?
Yeah, I don't know her name, but she's Harcourt. And Suicide Squad, and she's also in almost all the DCU movies lately.
She's in all of his movies that he's directed. She's in them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Harcourt's she's a major role now since she works straight with Amanda Waller. But either way, she comes out, and who else? It was mainly support characters. Well, except Mantis.
The girl that voices Cosmo, she was in Borat.
Yep.
She came out. Mr. High Evolutionary himself, he came out.
Oh, you're right. Yep, you're right.
And I love the way that James Gunn described him. He said, "You love him now, but you're gonna hate him once you finish watching this movie because he's a piece of shit." The fact that he called him out like that in front of the audience was funny as hell, man.
I think his name. I might butcher it, but it's Chukwudi Iwuji. I apologize if I butchered it, but I liked him in Peacemaker. I think that was the first time we actually seen him in something. I'm pretty sure he's done other projects, but that's the first time me actually seen him in it. And I was like, this guy's good. But then on Twitter, James Gunn actually did mention once that throughout the years that he's been directing, he's noticed that the kindest people, the nicest people are the ones that play the best villains. And yeah, he hit it right on the head because the High Evolutionary in this movie.
Oh, he's cruel.
My God. Let's talk about Guardians, dude.
It's so cruel.
Let's talk about we got that little introduction with the president, the director, all these actors, and
I feel like that specific thing influenced my bias towards it, because I was like, holy shit! I just saw Kevin Feige. I was in the same room as that man.
And he said, and James Gunn said, we're not gonna like the High Evolutionary, so we don't like the High Evolutionary.
No, we don't like it's on site.
So one thing I look for in superhero movies or just anything where, of course, there's an antagonist is if the actor or even it has to be the actor, because the writer can be good, but if it's played by the wrong actor, you won't feel the same way. If the actor plays the role to the point that I actually don't like him, not because of the acting, but just the character on its own, as
a person,
like how evil they are, then to me that they've done a good job.
That's a good villain, yeah.
And that's a good villain. Holy was that a good villain?
So many people were actually saying that he was a better villain than Kang. Why couldn't Kang be like that? I
agree.
And honestly, yeah. Because
I agree.
He played somebody that was so despicable and just flat out tortured animals. He didn't torture them purposefully, but he tortured them for out of his own hubris, because he felt like he was so smart and he was capable of creating life. He was playing God.
Well, he was playing God, because at one point they mentioned it.
To some people,
he's like,
God.
no. He's like, yeah. To some people, he was God, but so the thing, he's just trying to make a better race. He's just trying to make the perfect being. And and his thing was like, okay, well, animals, because everybody loves animals, and pretty sure he can do it. But this film alone helped out the PTA so much. I don't know if you saw.
No, I didn't.
PTA sent a special thank you to James Gunn and Kevin Feige and Marvel, because this film alone I think it raised money. I don't know the amount of donations. And people were like more aware about like animal cruelty type of thing.
Portrayed in laboratories are sentient beings and not numbers. Not the numbers tattooed on them. PETA is honoring Gunn, who is also the director of the film, with the Not a Number award. That is dope. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 exposes the reality of animals in labs. Dang, that is crazy, man.
Yep. That's just
down to the tattoos on their chests. Like, I had no idea. No, I'm gonna turn into an animal activist. Jeez.
Well, I guess that's what the movie did. It was making a lot of people be like, I guess, just pay more attention to that type of stuff or become more aware about like animal cruelty. And this movie overall, I mean, just the way it starts off. Let's talk about what you liked about the movie.
Rocket. That's it. Rocket. No, I actually like the dynamic between them. You could tell it was all these people that play these characters on screen. They all really are as close as they portray in the film.
Mm-hmm.
And they really did a good job with that. I mean, the chemistry with all of them, their reasoning behind why they do what they do in the movie, it all made sense. The only dislike and gripe I would probably have would probably be the portrayal of Adam Warlock.
Oh my God.
He did a good job.
They butchered him, dude.
But I feel like they really did a number on his character in terms of how they made him really goofy. I get it. It's Marvel. They do that often. But you don't do that with a man that goes toe-to-toe with Thanos every so often. Mm-hmm. And whom I think Thanos is actually afraid of fighting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Thanos is
I think he said it in a few comics that he avoids fights with the Hulk, but he does not enjoy fighting Adam Warlock, something along those lines.
Like Adam Warlock, in terms of power, he's up there. Oh, he's one of the most powerful beings. Like, he's up there.
He was the one trying to put a stop to Thanos in the Infinity Gauntlet story.
Mm-hmm. So that, I mean, honestly, that's the same thing. That's the same. The only con I have on the movie is just Adam Warlock.
Yeah.
They just nerfed him, butchered him, whatever they did to. I know. I mean, I get it. They try to make an explanation of like, oh, he wasn't ready yet, because of course he was made.
Yeah.
And he wasn't ready yet. They let him out too early, and of course it's a child in the body of a.
He wasn't given enough time in the chamber to mature.
Yep.
The other thing I didn't like was how it just happened that Aisha was in kind of alignment with a high evolutionary. How his reasoning for wanting Rocket happened to align with her need for revenge against the Guardians. That's something I felt was a little too, like Deadpool says, that was just lazy writing.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, it just happens that they were together. They were working together this whole time. That's the one thing I kind of didn't like about that specific thing. It would have been cool had she sent him, and it was a separate thing, and they didn't nerf him.
Yeah.
But what was your favorite? What were some of your favorite parts?
I like how not only the chemistry, but one thing that I've noticed lately with James Gunn directing superhero movies, and I mean lately because I don't remember it happening on the first Guardians or the second one. I remember he did it for he did the opposite. For what was the movie with the evil Superman?
Brightburn.
Yep.
Not that I remember, but not Mark Hamill.
With Brightburn, yeah. So, in the Suicide Squad and on this one, he used two very sensitive things. Well, on Suicide Squad, one sensitive subject, children. I don't know if you remember the one thing that the Suicide Squad had a problem with was that this guy was experimenting on children. And they made a huge deal out of it to the point where Rick Flag was like, "No, like, I'm disobeying Amanda Waller because this dude was experimenting on children, and that's the one thing that I'm against."
Like it was gruesome too. They showed him with the stars like ripped off of their face. That was bad.
Exactly. So they made this whole thing about like the children a huge deal in the Suicide Squad, and I was like, that's. I mean, I wouldn't really call it like a cheat code type of thing because I mean, overall it is a sensitive subject. There's a reason why they don't show children being like murdered or killed or that type of stuff in movies because of that same reason. So, just giving the idea that they were being experimented on, kind of already sets the tone for that for why they are so passionate on saving these kids.
For why?
So now, jump.
I don't know why. It's funny.
So now jump to Guardians, and all of them were ready to leave the ship, but now they see that there's kids,
and now they got to save the kids.
Now they have to save all the kids.
Not just that,
but
Rocket.
Yep, exactly. But I mean, it may sound a little bit cruel, but what can be more important than kids? Animals, right? People. And I mean, that's why I said it may sound cruel, but unfortunately, there's a lot of people who will admit that they rather see a human like suffering in some way, shape, or form than a dog.
Yeah, people cry when dogs get killed in movies, and somebody will get shot, and it's like
I Am Legend. For some reason, people like when it comes to I Am Legend.
Sam.
Yep, exactly. And I mean.
I thought about naming my German Shepherd Sam before I named her Nala.
So that's the thing that came to my head. I was like, well, as a writer, it's like, how can we make this more messed up? And the best way to do it is, of course, if you just add animals into the mix. And it did well. I mean,
it played beautifully on that.
It did. You see Rocket basically in a coma.
Throughout like what, 3/4 of the movie?
3/4 of the movie, yep. And he's just getting flashbacks. He's basically seeing like just the whole thing. Like when you're about to die, you see your whole life flash before your eyes. He sees his memory of Lila, Teefs, and Floor. And it starts him from the beginning, though, from how Rocket became smart, or how he became smart, how he met these other guys, how he became friends. These were his first friends. So it starts building you up from the beginning of the movie as to what to expect. And I'm not going to lie. At one point in the movie, I was like, okay, so Teefs, Lila, and Floor are going to die. I know that already. Because you never see them. You never see, like, he never mentions his past. I don't think has he ever mentioned them in the other movies?
He's never mentioned them, but there was a reference to Lila.
Right.
in the first one.
So you see, I mean, I already knew. I was like, okay, they're not going to make it because there has to be a point where how Rocket.
I had hope.
You had hope.
I had hope.
I think everybody had hope. I was like, there has to be some way that that Rocket makes it out of this, and of course, that happens. The face of the High Evolutionary. That's where I was like, oh, so that's how.
Oh, he was mauled by Rocket, man.
Yep. So that's how his face became that way.
I loved every minute.
Okay. But it's crazy because like that was one of my favorite parts. Just the whole portrayal of Rocket's past to the present to how he finally admitted that he was a raccoon.
Oh, that was such a badass moment too.
It was, oh man.
My name's Rocket. Rocket Raccoon.
Man.
And the whole series,
you know what? Yeah.
I'm not a damn raccoon.
Dude, I mean, just
It's a trash panda.
yeah, it's
Is that better?
rabbit.
So much worse.
They call him so many things, and he would always get mad with the raccoon, and especially
He didn't mind the rabbit.
no, he didn't mind anything else, puppy, whatever.
Didn't mind rabbit. I wonder if it had anything to do with light or with the floor.
What's crazy is I was thinking about the Christmas special. Where Kevin Bacon's like, hey, when he tells Kevin Bacon, we're all friends here, we're not gonna hurt you. And he's like, is that talking raccoon?
I'll kill you.
But finally, he accepts that he's a raccoon. And I was thinking about it. I was like, damn, he never really called himself Rocket Raccoon since the beginning. I was like, this is so good. It's just little things like that when you connect the dots and then it leads up to the end. And I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. Finally, he's Rocket Raccoon.
Did you notice anything with Peter Quill?
And what?
Throughout the movie? I noticed that I just didn't want to say anything. It turns out a lot of people caught on to it. He never put on his mask.
Oh, yeah, no, he never put it on. What?
And, I don't know. James Gunn. Somebody tweeted James Gunn, and James Gunn has a habit where he like engages people, try to piss them off. This dude had the nerve to tell them, "Oh, I don't know. He probably left it in the drawer somewhere because he left nowhere in such a hurry to rescue Rocket." But the whole time I was like, they did their comic accurate suits from like the 2010-7 run of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
And they didn't include the helmet. I was like, that is such a missed opportunity. But I guess they kind of needed it for spoilers whenever he was in space floating and about to die to play into that emotional value of, is he going to die?
This is the first movie where
they played with our emotions.
They played with our emotions so bad, start to finish. And it all started with the trailers when it was first announced. Because they gave you the idea that somebody was going to die. And we went in expecting someone to die. I did, at least. I was like,
with how much trash that Drax was, or that Dave Bautista was talking, I thought he was gonna die.
Nope. I was like, Rocket's gonna die for sure. Peter Quill might die, and those were like the main two that I was thinking that were not gonna make it. And from the trailers to the movie, they basically give you this idea that someone's not gonna make it, and at the end, everybody survives.
Everybody lives.
Everybody lives. No, that's good. It's a good movie. It was
a great movie.
I was telling Ralfy that it's the most consistent trilogy I think of, in the MCU. And yeah, there's other ones. I mean, there's
it's the most consistent. I'll give you.
It's the most consistent. Best one, I think it's up there. But I mean, personally, like people will be like, "Oh, what about the Captain America trilogy?" And I'm like, I mean, I still think of Civil War as an Avengers movie. I know it has the title Captain America in the beginning. However, Winter Soldier is so good that it makes up for both the first one and the third one. That to me personally, I feel like it's the reason why it's up there to be considered one of the top trilogies. But this one is so consistent, start to finish, where the first one is good. The second one is good. And the third one I thought was incredible. In Guardians.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is that meme where you just break the three and then on the bottom it has the horse drawn and it gets better and better as you go through. This is it.
I'll take 5.
What else, man? What else, Ralfy? What?
the sad thing is that they all split. They were all gone by the end of it, and then it just makes you wonder. They're establishing a civilization on nowhere. They have specific groups of guardians out doing little bits of like jobs to try to get money and support themselves, and just makes you wonder, with James Gunn leaving for DC and with James Gunn saying that this team of Guardians is never going to come back together again, are we going to get any more Guardians? Is it going to feel the same?
Yeah.
Like at the end credit scene, we do get the Star-Lord will return, but other than that, what do you think is going to be a Disney Plus series?
I think I have no clue. I think a Disney Plus series will not be a good move.
You don't think so?
I think even if they don't touch Star-Lord, like maybe in the next Avengers movie, if kind of like a When All Hope Seems Lost type of thing, and a couple of heroes show up to help out.
Yeah.
If he gets added onto that, I would prefer something like that.
Okay.
But I feel like right now the biggest thing is the whole Jonathan Majors issue. Because now with Guardians being done, or at least this trilogy being done, people are gonna be okay without Guardians for a good 3 to 5 years, dude.
I'd say so.
But Ant-Man Quantumania right now, I mean, also was before. It's sort of recent.
They got rid of the writer.
They did.
They got rid of the writer, and he was the one that was planning Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of feel bad. I mean, I'm no fan for like people losing their jobs, but I'm kind of, as a fan, I don't mind. It sounds horrible, but I mean, it was just weird. It was very weird. The humor wasn't even funny in Quantumania. The whole holes bit. How many holes do you have? Oh, he has 7. That's a lot of holes.
Yeah.
That, and then at the end of it, when he gets shot up, oh, I have holes. It's like, I get it, man. It's not funny.
No, I get that. I don't think I would want to see that in a high caliber movie like Avengers.
No.
But the other thing is,
Oh God, I can already picture that holes guy talking to Rocket if he comes back. How many holes do you have? You look like a fox.
so, I mean, I guess the main thing now is just the whole Jonathan Majors issue. For the people that don't know, Jonathan Majors is the person that played Kang. What's going to happen? He's still in legal issues. That's still whatever's going on with it. I have no idea. This is actually this has been a very quiet case compared to like something like, I don't know, Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. There's nothing being.
That's the way you go to.
I feel like the Depp and the Heard case set a bar so high because everybody knew about it, and there was live streams, and there was like that's the bar. That's set high. And this one, you're not really getting many updates. I don't know if Disney has something to do with it, kind of like to keep everything under taps type of thing.
Possibly. That Johnny Depp case was all rise.
Yep, that Johnny Depp was all rise, no fall.
You had poop and pillows. Not going to say who did what. Amber Turd.
I'm Team Amber Turd, man. For the wrong reasons, though.
Hey, man. Respect.
So
I guess
there's nothing. I haven't seen anything recent from the whole Jonathan Majors thing. The only thing I've seen, and Ralph mentioned it earlier, is that on Disney Plus they removed him from the Ant-Man Quantumania, his face.
Yeah, his face is no longer on there. And then if you go pick up the DVD or the Blu-ray, DVD, man, that's how you know I'm old. Boomer.
The video cassette.
Chocolate.
The freaking accent came out.
You sounded British, bro. I sounded New Yorker. You sounded British. Sounded like Roy Kent.
Yep.
Chocolate. No, but yeah, like they removed his face from the promo. Before you would see Ant-Man, Wasp, the Quantum Realm in the background, and then Jonathan Majors a big face
Yep.
because he was their star. He was the one
Yep.
that they were planning to build everything over.
They have been. That's the thing.
And then this happened, and then it went from big face to tiny little face on the bottom left corner from the DVD. This was the DVD I saw in the store when I went to Safeway. But it's crazy because it looks like they're slowly but surely they're gonna push him. They're gonna show him aside. Maybe, if I mean, I honestly feel like at this point, if they prove him guilty, that's when they'll be like, we're parting ways.
They have to.
Yeah. So they're starting to like brush it just in case, because there might be some compelling evidence for them to be doing this. But whenever it comes to if it comes to the point where he's not guilty, then you'll probably get him re-implemented again.
Yeah.
But honestly, at this point, I'm not saying he's guilty, and I'm not saying I want him to be guilty. But if he is, Disney will probably be giving him a boot, and they will replace him with somebody else. And if you notice, I don't know how much you're into the whole Marvel side of news, but Kevin Feige is working overtime, which is why I was like, what the hell are you doing in this theater? You should be working. Go back to the studio.
Dude, if someone would have asked there, like at the theater, like, what's up with Jonathan Major?
Oh, dude, can you imagine?
Oh, man.
Probably get jumped.
Secret War, or which one were the main ones building up to Kang? Was it Secret Invasion?
Literally called Kang Dynasty.
Kang Dynasty.
That's the Avengers Kang Dynasty, and that was going to lead into Secret Wars. And they were only 6 months apart. But I think since all these changes, it's been pushed a year. And then Doctor Strange has been moved up. Before it was going to be moved, it was like somewhere in the middle or just before. Now it's moved up.
So have they delayed Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars?
I don't think they have.
I think they will.
I just think they delayed Secret Wars. Maybe. I'm not too sure. But when it comes to that, for them to push Doctor Strange or to pull it up, they're focusing on incursions, on the multiverses merging and kind of destroying one another because they merged, kind of tearing the fabric of reality. But they moved him up to probably hash out a little more of those details. We're getting Fantastic Four soon. Deadpool 3 just started shooting 3 days ago, as far as this recording is concerned. 2 days ago. Now, where they go with that might start to clean everything up, and this is probably how they will end up phasing out Jonathan Majors if it gets to that point.
So there's two things that can happen. Either they phase him out or they just delay it quite a bit, which is why I wouldn't be surprised if they delay Kang Dynasty longer until this gets settled. Because they have to do one of two things. Either they change the date on Kang Dynasty until this is either like a innocent or guilty type of thing.
Yeah.
Or they get rid of him now. Like soon. Like I'm talking about like by the end of this year, we'll probably have a new Kang, or we won't even have a Kang at all. And like the theory that you mentioned earlier, which I thought was pretty cool.
I hope so. I mean, again, I'm not advocating for anybody to lose their jobs. But I mean, it would be such a cool way to not only be faithful to the comics, but you get such a badass villain in Doctor Doom.
Yep.
And then Adam Driver supposedly or Reed Richards. I don't know if you've heard about that.
I did see that. I did see Adam Driver as Reed Richards.
And then Marvel is supposedly working overtime to try to get. Do you know who is Sue Storm?
I mean, I saw that Emily Blunt was like
she's in DC, and you're gonna trip because
Margot Robbie.
It was a rumor that they're trying to get Margot Robbie as Sue Storm.
Really?
It was a rumor that was floating around, and supposedly they were in good talks. I don't remember. It's probably not the most
kind of
reliable
like a grain of
source
salt type of thing.
Yeah, so probably got it from Gus's reviews. Fart. But that's funny because I just thought Gus, and then I realized I actually have a friend named not him. He did it. He was with the source.
Yeah.
But honestly, if they were to add Doctor Doom and we do get that team of Fantastic Four, I would totally buy into it. I mean, the Marvel universe is like it. I don't want to say it's in shambles, but it seems so disoriented and just unorganized overall. Because what's happening with Spider-Man?
Right.
Like, I love Spider-Man, but what's happening with Spider-Man? They haven't said anything. And then we have all these movies and TV shows that are being delayed. Mm-hmm. Echo was one of the shows that for some reason, Disney Plus does it as a business thing where they release the shows on a weekly basis. Echo's being dropped in one day.
And no one cares, dude.
And nobody minds. But
nobody minds.
But the thing is that Echo's supposed to build it into. It's supposed to lean into the Daredevil side of things.
Mm-hmm.
I feel as if they're dropping Echo because it's already shot, but if it wasn't, I'm pretty sure it would have gotten canceled. The Marvels, they've been doing a lot of reshoots lately,
And they're promoting the crap out of that movie.
And yeah, and they're doing so many reshoots, and I'm starting to wonder: is it to try to phase out Kang? Was Kang one of the variants going to play a vital role? What's going to happen with Loki? I mean, there's a rumor floating around that Owen Wilson's going to pop out in Deadpool, which I buy into. I'm like, that's pretty sick. But it's just crazy. The Marvel universe right now is just in complete disarray, and I gotta pray to our Lord and Savior Kevin Feige to
I was gonna
fix
say
it.
it's not in shambles. It's just they were in a tight. For one, they were in a tight spot because we spoke about it like before. Who's gonna be their leader? Like, who is qualified out of the heroes? Who's qualified enough to lead the Avengers? Because we have all these movies that have come out, and no one has been really set, or not only set by the Avengers themselves, but by the people. Like, who do you see as a leader? Before we had Cap and Iron Man,
Yeah.
and now it's like, who's the face of the MCU? That's honestly, that's not even a big issue. That's the smallest of it all. Now it's the whole Jonathan Majors thing, and now that because you have all these movies that were and shows that were building up to Kang, that now you may have to rethink of the whole Kang thing and go a different way.
Yeah.
Either recast, which is probably the easiest solution, recast Kang, or get rid of him and go another route.
But you recast, you're gonna set a bunch of people on fire. They're gonna get pissed. They're gonna say stuff like, "You have all these other controversial actors. Why can't you keep him?" You know. But I don't know. Like you can recast him.
There was no mention of Kang. They had their own villain, and it was a good end to the trilogy. And one theory that I mentioned to Ralph earlier was the whole the High Evolutionary being a variant of Kang, and I was like, okay.
That's almost as bad as them wanting to bring back Killmonger as a new Black Panther.
It's yeah, it's almost. But they didn't kill
First I
the
thought
High
you were
Evolutionary.
crazy. Now I can see your nuts.
they didn't kill the High Evolutionary. I mean, I spotted it at the second time I saw it because I took the kids after. The first time I didn't spot it. The second time I did, I was like, "Who the hell is Drax carry? Oh shoot,
the genocidal maniac!"
But then I was like, okay. So before that, they did mention the whole "we believe in second chances."
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I can see why they saved him. But him being a variant of Kang, and then him turning into Kang, I was like, you know what? There's a reason why people liked him more than Jonathan Majors as Kang. Jonathan Majors, nothing against him. I mean, he's a good actor, but as Kang, lately to what I've seen, he's just a person who has a set of views and is highly intelligent. And I don't know, it's just the way he talks. There's nothing about him that makes me hate him. Kind of
not yet.
Not yet.
Because they were building towards that.
They were, and when he beat the crap out of Ant-Man, I
was like, damn, because that movie came out 2 weeks before Creed.
Yep.
I was like, yeah, that's what he's gonna do to my boy Adonis.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, it's like he just went off on Ant-Man, stomping his helmet, like everything. I was like, all right, that's pretty brutal.
He was like, even ripped off his sleeve.
Yep.
Like, look at me biceps. I'm nasty. I'm strong.
But that was not enough for me to be like, all right, I hate this villain.
No, because you saw snippets of him eradicating timelines.
Yeah,
it was all tell no show. Oh, you got to be careful because the Conqueror is coming. Oh, you got to be careful because the Conqueror has stomped out timelines. He's killed trillions, but they never really showed you like how capable he was
until now.
And
I mean, even then, we still got only like a glimpse of. I mean, in Quantum Mania, we got a glimpse of like what he, I guess, how can I say it? What he's capable of doing, sort of. But basically, what I saw, or what I've been able to get from Quantum Mania is that he's a very manipulative person.
Yeah.
So manipulation is something that anybody can have. You know what I mean?
No, not to that extent.
No.
to be able to manipulate somebody is a very deceptive skill to possess. And for Kang, it's one of those things, man, where for Kang, it's just one of those things where if it was done right, I mean, but the thing too is that, like, I feel like it was mostly a tease. That entire movie was a tease.
Yeah.
They didn't really show you. They just showed you what he was capable of. They showed you that he was smart in how he got his way.
Yeah. But they also showed that he has a weakness.
What?
Ants.
Get rid of his helmet?
Ants.
People were pissed about that too, and I don't see why.
I mean, ants are pretty powerful, man. Now think of an overgrown ant.
But think about it this way, like people were like, "Oh, it was ants." They were smart ants. Who Pym said they evolved over the course of millions of years because they fell into a time vortex and they found their way out.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the thing with him losing to the ants is you gotta think of it this way. He's going up against Ant-Man. Mm-hmm. Somebody who he probably has never even heard of. He's killed the likes of Cap, Thor, Thor, a god, and he was so arrogant that he was like they all that distracted me. He was so arrogant to the point where he was like, you know what, they all blur together after a while.
Right.
But it's just one of those things where he probably underestimated them. And he ended up losing because he underestimated his enemy. That's the one thing that you never do.
Yep. I can see that. Disney's gonna get rid of Jonathan Majors. I don't think they're gonna because of time. I don't think they're gonna wait out the case.
Pun.
Because of time, I don't think they're gonna wait out the case.
No, they probably won't.
I think, like you said, the Lord and Savior Feige has to be like, you know what? Can't wait. We have to either recast or do something. Doesn't matter.
There's one problem I've had with the whole Avengers thing. I feel like the time with the Avengers is gone. Let them go. We're getting the likes of the mutants introduced. Fantastic Four are coming. We can deviate from the Avengers for a bit. I feel as though they named these next two Avengers movies the Avengers is just to capture the name and to try to have that box office draw.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things where, like, maybe they should just say, you know what? It's Marvel's Secret War. Marvel's the Kang Dynasty. Like, you don't have to have that big moniker of the Avengers. I mean, granted, if you want box office numbers, but if that's meaningless if you build your movies and cinematic universe to the point where you don't need the Avengers. You use them to get you to the point that you are today. You continue to develop stories that are compelling, interesting, to the point where you gauge everybody's attention and you end up crossing over and keep introducing more and more heroes. But you do it in such a way where you're faithful to the hero, but at the same time, you don't play them as ridiculous fools in a way.
Right.
Example, Adam Warlock.
Yeah. Well, now the only thing that we can wait for is just... I don't know. At this point, it's just I think that's the main issue. Doom. That'd be sick. I would like to see Doom. And I was talking to you earlier. I'm like on like power scale, like between him and Kang.
Just gadgets, man.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if right now people rather see Doom because of the Fantastic Four. It's something new. And the one thing that people are attracted to a lot is just new stuff. That's personally why I think the Eternal still has a good hold. There's a lot of people that liked it. There's also a lot of people that didn't. There's a lot of people that didn't care. Yeah. But it was something new. You know, yes, it's from Marvel, but it had a good enough pull because of it being new as well that people were attracted to it.
Actors too.
Yeah,
Angelina Jolie, Salma Hayek.
Ooh. The buff Asian guy. Ooh. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do go like with that theory, that route with Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
Because remember before when we were talking about, all right, the MCU is having trouble, what can solve it? And I immediately told you the X-Men. Oh man, if they come out with anything related with the X-Men, boom, they're back on
I
track.
guarantee Deadpool 3 is going to do stupid numbers.
Oh, of course. I wouldn't be surprised if it hits the billion mark.
And it'll be crazy because if it hits $1 billion, I mean, there's two things I really want to see. Obviously, the movie itself, but that doesn't count. I want to see how well it performs in terms of writing and as part of the MCU. And two, I want to see these stories of these soccer moms that take their little Timmy across the street, 12 years old, to see Deadpool chopping heads off next to Wolverine, also chopping heads off. Like, I want to see what's going to happen with that. But, I mean, if it's successful, we're going to get a lot more R-rated stuff from Marvel.
I think that's everything I got for tonight, man. I'm all juiced out. What do you got?
You're all juiced out, bro.
I am.
You don't want to talk about Jedi Survivor?
You told me not to, man.
This is because you try to talk about it when you're not even done.
I'll be done with it this week.
Tonight.
What was today? Wednesday?
Tonight, put it on later.
If I have a short day.
I'm not breaking eye contact. I'm for real.
Okay.
You're doing it tonight.
This is the way. And that is all we have for you, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. We missed you guys. I'm glad we got to record this and tell you what we've been up to, what we saw, what went through, and that little trip on the 5.5 hour drive.
10.
Yeah. Well, there and back.
10.
So, I don't know. I don't have a quote to end it with.
We don't finish with the quote.
Yeah, we say, and remember, children.
No, not tonight. Not tonight.
That's tonight.
Tonight, what we say is, we're back. We'll be adding more videos soon. And then we'll give y'all the very deserved quotes. Today was just a catch up. And with that, Ralfy Boy, Juan Sosa. Oh, maybe not your full name.
Signing out. Thanks. Give out my address. Give out my social security. Give out my phone number while you're at it.
He lives in